mid Wind Ranger, safe lane clinks, everything's normal. Nobody tries to dodge or anything like that.
Yeah. It should be.
Alright.
That makes the most sense to me anyways.
Alright, real quickly. Predictions. Team with the first Roshan kill.
Team with the first Roshan kill.
Serenity? They've got clinks.
Yeah, but you've got Chen on the side of VP.
Oh. Okay. So we're doing VP?
Yeah, I feel like VP should be ahead in this game.
Team with most runes feels like Chen. He controls those areas really well. But Riki on the other side. Oh?
Are all your answers just going to be Riki based?
Could be. Could be. I'm going Serenity. You're taking too long. Okay. Player with the highest total physical damage done to heroes at game end. Phantom Lancer? Invoker? Physical damage?
Maybe... Oh, sorry. Physical damage.
Yeah. Wind Ranger or Phantom Lancer? Clinks? Clinks.
That
if they win.
Yeah,
if they win, it's Clinks. All right. GGG. Go, go, go.
Yeah,
Player with the least deaths. All right, I'm on Serenity, man. I'm just going to choose it again.
Serenity? Yeah. I feel like that's a bad move.
Hey, we didn't all in. We put VP for the first Roshan kill. So despite the fact that their lineup is greedy and it doesn't come online super fast. That sounds counterintuitive.
Ah, there's a Blightstone on that Chen.
A rush for the Bounty Rune in the bottom lane, but there is already a Riki sitting behind Solo. Looks like they're going to try and go for that early first blood. Ramses does manage to pick up the Bounty Rune. He's going to try and make the most of the space that his support and captain just gave him. He's going to grab both the Bounty Runes away. And that means Virtus Pro will have a net worth lead. Funny how that works. Does manage to dodge the Wraithfire blast as it comes in a second time, at least.
That is the concern from y'all game. He's going to see the slow projectile.
Yep. Maybe they're both going to be in melee form. Maybe the Wraith King will have a little bit more success. But I'm not sure what the Riki's going to be able to accomplish for him. Solo did go for the early Penitence, which means he is just going to be playing in lane to start. Meanwhile, top lane, we are going to have the Clockwork Enchantress lane up against the double range of Clinks and Crystal Maiden. So it sounds like a relatively good lane to deal with Crystal Maiden. But Roger is certainly going to have his say about that. He's going to pull the creep wave. He's going to pull the creep wave and block the easy gam at the same time. A nifty little maneuver.
You see in mid too. ZYD is just running at him.
Yeah. That's what he's got to do against an Invoker, right? Yeah. Punish him for picking this greedy mid.
Hey, he's not even that bad of a laner anymore.
Oh, yeah? Oh, he could go for this kill.
Getting really
no
low.
one, a little bit close. Wind runs up, tries to go for the power shot. Oh, no. ZYD completely with that one. Now he's going to take a ton of damage.
He might just die.
All right, Fairy Fire.
The salve is gone.
His salve is gone, and no one just popped his own salve. That completely changes the laning phase. ZYD is going to have to get regen to himself. Stat.
Oh, I feel like he's tilted now.
Yeah. I felt like it should have been a kill, or at least close to one.
He had 150. He would have lived. But you would have at least zoned him out. The issue was that the salve trade right there. Before the salve trade, everything's okay.
And look how much vision they have to be able to see the Chen rotations, too. They really wanted ZYD to be able to take this 1v1, not be interrupted by any Chen rotations or anything like that, have full knowledge of everything that's going on, but he has to actually win that 1v1 first. Brought the healing salve out to himself now. Pops a win run, will be good.
Okay, so now the lane from no one is a little bit awkward because he used all of his mana to try to pop a kill.
Ramses trying to fight. Managed to eat his way through the trees. Jinkyu can't quite see him, does spot him out now, managed to get the healing salve, and they actually get the kill on the Riki. PYW, he's trying to go for the kill on Ramses, but he gets the send back, and now he's blocked in. Solo with the double kill. Outplay on Team Serenity.
The instant TP from Ramses, too. He just comes back into the lane. Everything's fine. Chen as a safe lane support is still well and alive. And now the Dire Courier goes down, too.
And now the Riki's going to die again. He's underneath the sentry, will be able to get out of range. Can he land the Satyr Tormentor Blast? He's not going to go for it.
Yeah. And the top lane.
All right. Kill him to Clockwork, but that's a trade out. Pasha.
They lost the Courier, too. They brought it into the lane.
What?
Yeah, Serenity just sort of brought the Courier into the lane and it died. Like, at top lane?
All right, well, ZYD's definitely going to be tilted now because look at him. He's at 180 HP, and he's got no way to get regen to himself.
Ooh. At this point, anything that Solo does is a good trade. The
Yeah.
Quas regen is making it really difficult for ZYD to do anything.
Wraith King being gone on the bottom lane with double creeps, thanks to being able to net the experience off that double kill earlier. He has a huge experience. At least that little juke around there, right? PYW, but he is still very dead.
Okay, and no one gets a solo kill too?
It just kills all over the place. Team Serenity are losing the laning phase real hard now.
I mean, that's part of having, like, Ricky,
Yeah.
is it's going to be a little bit wonky.
And this is something that Virtus Pro has long been known for, is how adept that they are at being able to win the laning phase.
Yeah. Part of the issue is that I can't tell who's meant to... I can tell it by the players, but I was just going to joke and say I can't tell who the support and who the offlaner is.
Yeah.
I'd imagine the idea is that, like, Ricky has pretty good laning presence. The Blink Strike almost always secures you the range creep. Is what it most likely is too, especially once you see the Chen, right? But I don't even know how much that matters because they're just kind of running at each other and they're dying. And Ramses is being run at here, but look.
They faked out
He's
the
got
Wraith Fire
stun.
Blast. Will be able to get the real hit now, slowing him down inside of the cloud. They're getting a lot of damage onto him. Solo shows himself now, managed to get a big crit onto Ramses. Not quite enough to land, slowing down Jin Q. He will be able to get away. Ramses also managed to juke and jive his way through to get the full healing salve duration out. Meanwhile, the top lane
they're gonna get all the
GGG
bounty
managed to kill
runes.
Roger. And the bounty runes, well, Serenity's going to try and go for one. Solo managed to get in front of PYW,
1
though.
second for a stun.
The race is on, and manages to get into the high ground, picks up the bounty rune before PYW could stop him. So that means, what? 2
3
for
out of
2
4.
trade out in bounties.
Was it not 3 out of 4? Oh, Pasha got one.
Yeah, Pasha got one. And they kill the Clockwork up here in the top lane. They did not trade out.
This bottom lane, though, just continues to be sort of miserable.
I mean, double Satyr Tormentors. There's no way you beat that. I'm not sure what possible aggro duo could do well. Top lane, they're going to go for the Clockwork Hill, manage to get the cogs onto the Crystal Main underneath the tower. Pasha will stick around to finish off XCJ, and Roger will survive. TP in from the Riki will do nothing for them, at least for the time being, especially if it looks like they're going to go and just shrine up.
And I feel like that is the core Ricky that made the rotation. he's got a Wraithman and a Ring of Aquila.
Yeah. No one?
ZYD
He
slowed
managed to
down.
get the tornado on ZYD. Now the double Satyr Blast comes in. No one's just keeping him slow for Roger to be able to get in close range. And, well, good little shackle shot, but no damage to follow it up. The smoke immediately popped.
Don't know he's
And
there.
Riki hiding into the Roshan. They know he's there. He's
should
going to
know.
check out the Roshan pit for sure.
Oh.
Oh,
I feel-
really?
Didn't they ping the Roche pit?
They definitely did ping the Roshan pit.
Oh, it was
But
worth a
then
check.
somebody else, I thought it was Teal. I thought it was Ramses, pinged down the river a little bit. So, not sure.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still, though, they're going to make the rotation.
I'm watching PYW just stun creeps for CS.
Oh my god, the double Satyr Blast plus the Penitence! It almost single-handedly blew up XCJ, and he'll end up getting picked off. GGG still going to stick around and make sure that this push doesn't threaten the tower.
I mean, they just have so many lane dominators on the side of VP. And VP
Yeah.
probably just looks at that lineup and just laughs. Like, we're going to win the laning phase really hard, guys.
Yeah. We're talking about how greedy it is, but hey,
Radiant are
VP,
strong.
EG, those are two teams that can do something like that, right? Just be greedy because they've got
is it-
good laning phase heroes.
Hey, is it greedy?
Yeah, I mean, not greedy from... If the laning phase is everything, then it's not greedy at all.
The courier dying really hurt the most, though. Especially
Yeah.
for the mid lane.
That was
Top.
definitely silly. Top
Go
lane,
for
they're
the
going to
dive
go
again?
for it. Trying to go for the kill onto Solo. Can't quite get it with the reveal onto the Clinks, and still not having his level 6. Can't save himself. He's going to end up going down. They're still going to try and chase Solo as he's slowed down by the Crystal Nova. We'll be able to get it with a power shot long range from ZYD as he makes his rotation over. Still, though, they traded
Ramsey's
a
got the
core
solo.
for a support. And Ramses, yeah. I mean, he's level 7. Wraith King is nothing to him at this point.
That is a level 3 Wraith King who has boots, does not want to be in this bottom lane. I don't think anybody really wants to be in any of the lanes right now.
Yeah. There is not only a 3K gold lead for Virtus Pro at this point, but pretty similar numbers there and experience.
And Tornado connects.
And just to go for the kill onto the Wraith King, slowed down by the Penitents, clapped by the Hellbearer Smasher. Nice shackle shot, though, locking down the two of them. They're splitting up their damage, though. One win for Solo, the other win for no one. No one's going to get the send back. Already got the Shadow Walk away. He's going to be okay. Solo, he'll probably die for it, but he saved his core, and that was what was most important to his heart.
Splitting the damage there was definitely not the play.
No. It would have been a little close, but I think they could have killed the Invoker.
Especially with the silence down. That's just a little bit of a miscommunication. It was such a good setup, too, on the Shackle.
Kling's chased away. Tornado not going to land. Good dodge there
Radiant's middle tower
by
is
GGG.
under attack.
Run himself away, trying to go for the Javelin build. They're still going to try and chase him all the way down. He does not have the Skeleton Walk, and looks like he's just going to be chased down. The TPs come in, but they immediately are burned out of their mana, and now they're going to separate. Virtus Pro getting greedy, wanting to be able to pick up a kill on both of those supports. Won't be able to find either one of them. They're all going to back up to the shrine.
Middle tower is under attack.
Have themselves a group huddle.
I feel like Roger's not really sure where he's supposed to be.
Mm.
Because all the lanes are sort of
Dire's
just
bottom
succeeding
tower is
without him.
under attack.
It's a good problem to have. As the supports, Roger is going to run into the wrong neighborhood, but Ramsey says, well, it's nice tornado from no one. Managed to get the EMP out. It's going to burn both of them with the cogs
Nice
trapped
cogs.
in. Roger, he may not even die. GGG comes in and ends his life, but it is still a 1-for-2 trade out to the favor of VP.
Dude, everyone from VP got a rune here. What was your prediction
Oh
again?
my goodness.
Ooh.
That is, yeah, incorrect. Virtus Pro got 9. So there's what, 15? Wait, it says by 10. You think it's including? Because most people are picking up at 10, you know, 0.0001 second, you know? You think that's including that?
I think you're done, though.
I mean, Virtus Pro definitely won either way. I'm just saying, did they get 9 out of the
I don't
first
know why
10 or
you
9
all
out
went
of
on this
15?
Ricky picking up runes.
You know,
Did you see him? He was not concerned about the runes at all. As the courier goes down
I mean, he was
again.
too busy trying to salvage the laning phase. PYW is going to come in, tries to go over the stun onto Solo, but he's immediately going to get just chopped down by the neutral creeps. And they're all trying to go for the kill onto Solo, but is this really worth it, guys? They are going to be able to get it. They've already traded one away. Pasha's trying to chase down XCJ. Does manage to get the dust. And he does have his level 6. He's going to be able to buy himself sometimes with the
that's a
tricks of the
lot.
trade, but coming back in, still revealed. Ramses, meanwhile, chasing down kills onto the Klings. Jumps over to the Crystal Maiden. Couldn't quite get it, though. The last impetus shot does chase him down, and now the Centaur
gonna
leading
dive
way
him
underneath
now.
the tower. Pasha is going to take all competitors on. He will find XCJ deep inside the jungle, eventually revealed by the Sunstrike from no one. Thank
Yo,
you very
his
much.
Ricky sold him out.
He really did.
His Ricky.
Get me out of here, dude. That's what PYW, honestly. Level 4 Wraith King at 11.5 minutes in. I think he just wants to get out of this game.
Yeah. I don't know what his purpose is anymore, just because they got stomped so hard in this bottom lane.
Yeah.
I mean, VP's almost averaging like 2 kills a minute. Nobody really wants to be on this game on the side of Serenity. The bottom lane was an absolute disaster. ZYD lost his courier top somehow, so he's just like, I am supposed to trade evenly in this mid lane, but no one got such a big head start as a result of everything that happened. He's almost got what looks like a spirit vessel.
Yeah, this Invoker is having much bigger impact than the Wind Ranger, and that is not a good sign.
Yeah, and they're just kind of running at this clockwork, but not a lot of playmakers on the side of Team Serenity, which is
Alright.
sort of what we were concerned about. As
They're
top
all
lane
going for Pasha. They're all going for it, but he already got off the heal, is outside of the range of the smoke. They're going to be able to run him down with a Wind Ranger, though. Thankfully, that hero, he still doesn't have any of his items. He still doesn't have a Javelin or a Mythful Hammer to build into the Maelstrom, but he still does pretty good damage.
Yeah, and without the Force Staff, he's not going to be able to get
Bottom
out of
lane,
the cloud.
trying to go for the real. Ramses do have the freezing field. That's going to do a lot of damage to the real one. Managed to get the cogs pushback. That stops the freezing field. Ramses does manage to escape. Roger saves the day and helps them get a double in the bottom lane. Ramses gets one, Roger gets the other, and Ramses will claim the tier 1 tower on top of that. So Ramses is now at 7k net worth. The Virtus Pro, the Virtus Plow, it just keeps marching on.
MVP is just such a good test for every team. It's like,
Yeah.
you're going to do some cute stuff? Let's find out if it's any good.
Yeah, Virtus Pro really is like the stress test of Dota 2.
and part of what makes them so good is that they're going to challenge you heavily at every phase of the game. They're a good early game team, very dominant in the lanes because something I guess that doesn't really get talked a lot about is just the way that they prioritize courier usage. Like you saw in mid lane, I know for most people they don't think it matters, but it was like you allow no one to use the courier a full 20 seconds before ZYD gets to use the courier. Like they always just know where to send things, making sure that people are always winning the regen battle in all the lanes.
Right.
This was most prevalent at ESL Birmingham, where Solo's playing Disruptor, and they're just allowing him to use the courier, and he's just sparing himself more and more salves so that he can win the offlane. It's like stuff like this which just sort of separates them, because they get an advantage everywhere.
Right. Is the courier supposed to, like, does it just change in certain games? Does it allow the strong lanes to continue to win even harder, or does it help shore up the weaker lane? Because here, isn't it shoring up the weaker lane in the Invoker?
Yeah. I mean, they just did a good job of that. He had his Tango set before he even took that fight.
Pasha and no one together will take the tier 1 mid tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And a smoke wrapping in from the two supports. Solo, his entire army, as well as Roger to lead the way with hookshot.
You lost that rune bet, right?
Oh, I definitely did. It wasn't even close.
I like how confident you sound on that. As Ramses picks up the rune again, as Shackle does not connect, but Pasha in the thick of things.
Tornado comes in, does manage to stop the freezing field, but they do manage to finish off the Enchantress finally, but Wraith King get burned out of all his mana. The magic stick wasn't actually going to be good enough and doesn't get the mana back for the reincarnation. ZYD's dead as well. Jinq is going to be trapped underneath the icy cold fingers of Invoker. GGG. It's the last victim, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. No stuns. All right. Cold Snap was still on cooldown for another 2 seconds, so Serenity only lose 3 heroes inside their own jungle.
It's 15 minutes in, though. They're down 10,000 gold.
Yeah.
Haven't even lost any tier 2s. They haven't even lost their tier 1 tower at top.
So
this is still the deficit that exists.
William, which part of this experiment was a failure? Was it the Wraith King support, or was it the core Riki, or were they both failures?
God, there's just so many things wrong with that statement.
I mean, at least we knew why they went Riki and not Bounty Hunter.
Do we, though?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It's just kind of... I can't help but laugh, because it's so... I was just like, man, I really hope that they're going to show us what they're all about, some crazy stuff will happen, and then they just kind of fed everywhere.
Dire's top tower is
I would like to see what the game looked like without the Fed courier top
Yeah.
lane. That's where the real disaster began. Because then it was unsalvageable for your lanes.
Yeah.
Dire's top
Like,
tower
ZYD
has
screwed up
fallen.
for sure, but then it just got so much worse once the courier died.
Yeah, once the courier died, it was just like, well, mid lane's over. As a mid laner, part of the problem is that you don't want to just give up on the lane.
Dire's
Yeah.
structures
So you stay around with 200 HP. No one will kill you. This is an offensive invoker. Plus
Radiant's
Wex.
bottom tower
He
is
just picks
under
up 2
attack.
spells. You die.
Dire's
You mess
top
up once on the
tower
win
is
run.
under attack. Radiant structures
That
are
in part really helps out for their whole entire mid-game transition, right, that we're talking about. Even though they're 11k up, if this game was a little bit more even, this Quax Wex Invoker would actually have a much larger impact around that 15-20 minute marker. Here, he obviously has a gigantic impact, thanks in part to such a strong lead. Mid lane, they are going to be able to kill the Riki once again. A trio of Solo, Pasha, and Roger. And Diffusal Blade is almost up for Ramses. And you said once that is up, then the Phantom Lancer is pretty much online. And now they're going to go Roshan. So things just keep on getting worse and worse and worse for
Hey,
Team
we got
Serenity.
first Roshan. If you had let me done the predictions, though, I would have gotten at least 3 of them.
Sure, that's true.
I mean, I wanted Ramses on both of those.
Did you though?
Yeah.
You should have been louder, more authoritative in your answer.
That's true. It's only the first day of TI. I've got to be... You ramp up the hype. That's what a good playlist does.
Not your workout playlist. I heard your workout playlist.
It's just all hits.
The 250 health now for the Phantom Lancer. That makes it real tough. Tornado in from the side. No one's just begging anybody from Serenity to stick their neck out a little bit too far.
Dire's
Solo immediately just pops the heal as... Oh, I heard a hook shot.
Yeah, he's spotted with this ward sentry combination next to the shrine, but
Okay, now tier 2
Radiant's
towers
middle tower
are
has
starting to
fallen.
fall. We've got a 12k lead.
Radiant's bottom tower
And this is
under
what I
attack.
meant by the
Radiant's
lack of
bottom tower
wave clear,
has fallen.
is you
Yeah.
can't really stop VP from doing this. This is, I think this is probably the most confusing part of the lineup for me, is that when you get behind, the easiest way to deal with the game is just you push out the other waves, then you force VP to respawn around the map. But because they have no heroes that do that,
I mean, look at GGG. He went for Maelstrom.
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
he-
he
he's-
does that because he's against a PL as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to get what little wave clear he can, but it's just not great. They've got, at most, one lane pushed out.
So that means that they were sort of all in on the laning phase going well.
Yeah.
But how could that be possible with the heroes that they have? It just feels like some weird paradox
Mhm.
where they just sort of trap themselves. It's like, we gotta win the lanes, but we've got Ricky Wraith King. But we can't lose the lanes because we chose no way to deal with the rest of the game. I know it's become a bit of a meme at this point, like me and
Dire's
killing
bottom
creep waves or
tower
whatever,
is
but
under
it is how you win Dota when you're behind and stuff like that. Like, I saw Mineski, they utilize that. They have 5 heroes that kill creeps.
Yeah.
That may be a little bit overboard, but
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
An alacritied Phantom Monster. Make short work of the tier 2.
he's got Diffusal and he's got
And-
Heart queued up. He's not even that far from it.
With all these siege creeps coming in as well.
Did they just pop a smoke in front of him?
I think they did. Klink's gonna be caught. He's definitely dead.
They're all running from Ramses.
Dire's bottom tower
Nobody
is
wants to
under
fight.
Tried to go for the shackle shot. Dodged by the Manta.
I mean, that's why we wanted something like the Lesh or the Tinker, right? So
Yeah.
that they could deal with Ramses.
Riki coming in from the side, trying to go for the kill on Roger. Now PYW is going to be caught. Tornado and EMP, maybe? Or maybe they'll just kill him twice. Ramses is going to deal with the rest of the team, keeping them back from being able to provide reinforcements to the Wraith King, who will die, sure enough. And with only 2 alive, Team Serenity.
Dire's bottom
I
barracks
don't see this lane of Rax surviving.
They're probably just going to go mid.
And they could probably just rotate into mid. There's no tier 2s up anywhere on the map for Team Serenity, so their complete
Radiant's
base
middle tower
is
under
exposed.
attack.
Get him, siege creeps. Alright. Jump in. Smoke Cloud trying to slow down Roger. Does have the Force Staff, though, to be able to get himself some distance. Has to jump himself away. PYW is going to be slowed down by Ramsey. Still has the Aegis. He's willing to give up his life to be able to get a couple kills here, and he may not even die. Dances out of the freezing field, survives a little bit longer, manages Doppelganger down. No, he actually stays on the high ground, but ZYD didn't know that. So he managed to survive just a little bit longer. Gets back up to half HP thanks to the Spirit Vessel. Diving in against ZYD. Doppelganger keep himself alive constantly. All right, surely now he's going to go down. That will be the Crystal Nova to finish him off. Comes back, full HP, full
From
mana.
behind, the Clinks.
Kling's trying to go for fast kill onto Roger. Instead, it is a fast death for him. All right, well, this is looking like a... Oh, what a chat wheel line from Pasha. Because this is definitely feeling like a great win for him, as just absolutely for nobody from VP is dying here. Solo managed to get away in just a sliver of HP. Serenity trying to do what damage they can, get a shackle shot. Don't have any damage to follow it up. And GG. So very rough game 1 for Team Serenity.
That was just one-sided. It really just felt like there was no point in the game where they got online.
Yeah. So, what percentage are you going to give this the drafting advantage that Virtus Pro had? Or the disadvantage that Serenity had, if you will?
I mean, this was... There were just too many elements that were